Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Cliff London Uncensored. I'm Cliff London, making commentary about the heroes and the idiots, and I'm gonna say the idiots of today. Oh, before I go on, thank you. I am very excited. It's a big deal for me to be up over 50 subscribers, and the F Black Lives Matter video got 1,000 views, and so that is incredible. I am really happy. You know, baby steps, right? So we're doing baby steps now. Idiots of today. You know what? I can't just highlight someone because there's too many to mention, and I'm just going to say that everyone's an idiot if you want to defund the police department. You don't have to be pro-cop. You don't have to be loving whites or cops or blue lives or anything like that to have fucking common sense. Common sense dictates that, a lot of these cops, police officers, are people just like you and me. And I know that's cliche, but think about it, though. They really are. Do you really believe that all of them will put their love, life, limb, liberty at risk just to fulfill a hate crime? I'm not even defending the ones that did it, but I just want to kind of put something to bed because I'm ready to move on with life, actually, about this. George Floyd had 3 fucking funerals. It's time to move on. Okay? But anyway, the idiots are the people that want to defund their police department, because what about all the good ones? All the good ones that do give a shit, that do want to help. What about them? What does defund entail? Are they going to have less bullets, less guns, less officers? Oh, but when you get robbed, you're going to be the first one to call. Or when they don't show up in time, you're going to say, well, the police don't show up in this neighborhood. There's about half because you decided to defund them. And then where does the money go? So you defunded them. Where does the money go? Which brings you to another topic I want to talk about today. Is I was last week looking at... I just Googled, where does the money go that is donated to all these black causes? And if the money is actually going to a good place to actually bring about change, to educate, making the schools better and things of that nature, then I have absolutely no problem with it. The point is that, but when I Googled, where does the money go, I didn't get that. What I did get, and maybe some of you guys out there, some of my subscribers that are more tech savvy than I am, maybe you can find something. So please, if you do. But I was wondering who gets paid, because I was saying last week that, racism is big business and people make money off of this shit. And when I was thinking on a way smaller level than it is actually. Just look it up for yourselves. Just type in, literally, where does the money go that's donated to black organizations? Okay, and I didn't get any of that. No answers. What I did get was all the companies that donated and some of the amounts. Listen, you would be surprised. You would be surprised everybody is in on this. You can't even put a video game in without it saying we love, Black Lives Matter in your fucking video game. Something that is supposed to be escapism at its very core. Now you got you got these people's politics involved in it. It's sickening and irritating. So anyway, where does that money go? Who gets paid? Because some of these people, I'm like, do you have a job? How are you out here 3-4 days hollering about something that didn't affect you, about something that, I'm wondering who makes the money? Where does the money go? Because again, this could be something that will bust the lid off wide, because people have been doing this for years. A tragedy happens, one of these shithead bad apples, fucks up, kills a minority, all of a sudden everybody's shelling out dollars. We're so sorry, shelling out dollars. Here you go. Where does that money go? I haven't seen near grocery store repaired or even a thought of it. I mean, I'm talking not just this recent thing, but I'm talking all my life. The Rodney King shit, LA still is recovering from that. Some of those businesses never came back. So I'm wondering, where does this money go that's donated? My guess is that there's a lot of fucking Al Sharptons out there. Shout out to Jericho Green, Al Sharp Tongue, because that's exactly what it is. I'll call him Al Sharp Tongue, aka Demented Evil Soul. Okay, that's what Demented Evil Soul, Al Sharp Tongue. That's what the fuck he is, looking like the goddamn Crypt Keeper. You guys remember Tales from the Crypt? That's what he fucking looks like. But he's up there stirring that racial pot. Now, I thought he was dead for a number of years. Oh, nope, he gets resurrected like a fucking Force ghost. You know, all of a sudden, here he is again. Except not nearly as cool as the Obi-Wan one. Fuck these new Star Wars. Anyway, it's a different video. But, yeah, where does this money go? So maybe some of you guys can help me track that down, because I'm not going to give up on it. I want to know who gets paid, or at least where does the money go? Because it ain't going back into the black community, and I think we need to expose some of these people. You know, some of these people that are idolized and shit like that. You know, that some of these degenerates that us as black people put on pedestals. You know, we don't worship Cornel West or Bell Hooks. No, nobody like that. No, we want to fucking worry about what T.I. or what Killer Mike or what fucking stupid LeBron James says about stuff. And by the way, athletes, I'm not saying that, you know, I don't know, right? I've never been a professional athlete, and so I'm not going to sit up here and say whether they are intelligent, whether they are not intelligent. But what a lot of them are saying points to they need to fucking crack open some phones or some books and go through some fucking history. Okay, a lot of them, I know a lot of them grew up and come from nothing, blah, blah, blah. But, however, if you were one of those uber talented ones, one thing that I have noticed is that they are rallied around, even in a bad circumstance, even in a bad neighborhood, even if, you know, no father at home. Once people realize how talented and gifted that they are embraced, rallied around. You know, they're not, they're not involved in that gang stuff. You know, they're kind of, so in a way, they're kind of sheltered as well. You know, they have that talent, so they're not as privy to. I'm not saying that they don't feel the same stuff, but when they get on TV and acting as, you know, and say stupid shit like LeBron James does, like, oh, well, we can't even walk down the street no more. Shut your fucking gargantuan ass up, LeBron James. You can go anywhere in this world and be recognized. You can probably be fucking seen taking a shit on someone in the street, and they bag it up and try to sell it on eBay. So don't give me this crap like you understand. You know, it is real disgusting when guys like you try to relate to people like me. It's almost as bad as the race hustlers, actually, because, you know, that's your thing. You think you're doing something. That's your fucking activism, is that. And what your activism should be, and this is going to segue into another point of this video today, is that, as a black man, obviously, all of this shit, I tell you something, I am not a victim, and I am sick of hearing other blacks basically going, you need to empathize with us. Feel sorry for us. I am sick of that shit. We are strong. Or at least I thought, fuck it, or at least I view myself as such. Yes, the events were terrible, but guess what? Everyone's talking this shit about we need to have these conversations and it's life-changing. Hey, I'm in my early 40s, been through it. It's just human fallacy, human bullshit. And as a species, not race, and I'm going to say this again, it's going to be one thing that I regret, that I reiterate constantly, is that skin color only accounts biologically for a 4% difference. So a lot of these differences and stuff that we have, and a lot of things that we talk about, are purely fabricated by us. You know, I'm not any more prone to violence because I am black, the same way that every white person isn't prone to being racist because they are white. It makes no sense. It's not even scientifically feasible. But see, people want to grab onto this shit for their identity. And honestly, if you are truly a spiritual person, you're not really caught up on cultural things anyway, because it's worldly. So I get this, that's another thing, in some of these communities, black communities, they always talk about the Lord and Jesus, but you're worldly. You're not supposed to be worldly. And this is coming from a guy who, I'm not a real hardcore Bible thumper like that, but I'm not a hater either. Whatever you believe, whatever you need to get you through the day, I'm all for it. And there's nothing wrong with it. People need something. Life is, not easy. But, so where does the money go? Black folks. white folks. Some white folks, quit coddling. Black folks, some of y'all, quit whining. To a degree, yeah, I've said this before. I know that some of it is out there. But you know what? Instead of so much looking towards saying to the white community, accept us, we need us. You need us. Oh, love us, please. Why don't you like us? You know, it's almost like a, you know, I hear all these athletes and stuff, and I hear all these black activists and stuff. You know, you know that scene from White Men Can't Jump? I know it's an old movie. A lot of you probably haven't seen it, but there's a scene with Rosie Perez and Woody Harrelson, and she asks him for a glass of water, and he goes to get her a glass of water, and she says, "No, Billy, I don't want you to get me a glass of water. I want you to empathize." You know, and it's just kind of this impossible situation that he's dealing with, you know, and it's kind of a comedic look with men and women, blah, 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 you know. It's called White Men Can't Jump. What's that? Woody Harrelson. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But anyway, that's how I feel about blacks, you know, at this point. You know, we threw, you know, a lot of threw a tantrum, looted and rioted for no reason. And even if you were peaceful protesting, you were providing cover. Whether it be intentionally or non-intentionally, you were making it hard. You know, you were making it harder for, you're making it easier for these looters and rioters to do their job. So get off it. You know better than they were because you knew it, and you probably saw it happening and probably didn't do anything, and probably thought to yourself, well, they're just so stressed out that they need a new pair of shoes. Idiots of the day. Anyways, again, I'm gonna stick with this shit. You know, because I just don't feel sorry for himself, and I've been through it. You know, I've experienced stuff, but I tell you, life is just too damn short, and that's the whole point. You know, I have been through it, and my skin is pretty fucking thick. For example, you know, I've been a studying martial artist for the past 10 years, 11 years. Mainly, you know, I've studied Iaido, which is the art of Japanese swordsmanship, and you know, hearing, you know, and I know that, you know, Japan and China are different, but whatever, different tribes, still the same people. But anyway, when I heard about the whole how they're treating blacks over there, saying the coronavirus, saying that they were the cause of the coronavirus and everything, you know, as someone that loves Eastern culture so much, particularly feudal Japan, and you know, it kind of, you know, made me sad. It kind of hurt my feelings, and it kind of was even, you know, I was kind of wondering whether should I even continue. And then I thought to myself, oh my God, how defeatist and lame am I? Because just because I see something, I saw this on TV, you know, I was ready to give up something that I've been involved in, that's defined me, that I loved for over a decade now, and all my friends, you know, of Asian descent and everything, and, you know, even mentors and everything. So it seemed really stupid to me, but it also seemed to me like, you know, how we all have to be careful and not let the lamestream media brainwash you, because the only reason, because that's something that I never would have thought about if this shit wasn't constantly being, you know, pumped. But thank God I snapped out of it. You know, because I was on, I mean, for about, you know, for a couple of days there, I was like, you know, maybe I shouldn't continue if they hate me so much, you know. But then I was like, no, I'm sounding like those idiots I can't stand. So I brought myself back to reality. Bring yourselves back to reality. Because the truth of the matter is, black folks and white folks, you can hear this too, because some of y'all, as much as I love the sentiment, need to pump the brakes with the pity. There's a fine line between, you know, pity, and there's also, you know, those of you that are righteous and may not realize that, hey, you know, you might be at the same time, I mean, don't be careful not to cross into the line of condescension where, you know, you think that they can't help themselves because they're not as smart. I mean, like I said, I can't be inside someone's heart and soul, but be careful of that. Because anyway, education is part nature, part nurture. Everyone knows that. But, you know, so I would say that for white folk that think that that's for them to decide how they really feel. You know, I'm not offended by that if they can't decide if their activism is righteous or not. It also doesn't make them a racist if they don't know that. You know, we're all trying to navigate here. But, yeah. So, I can't really think of any heroes today. But like I said, all the idiots are pretty much everybody that wants to defund the police. You'll be calling them when you need one. It's Monday and I gotta start getting ready for work, everybody. I just wanted to say hello to everyone. Talk a bit in a nutshell. Black folks, time for us to help ourselves. White folks, be careful. Don't pity too much. Don't coddle too much. Some of it is wasted. Some of it is not deserved. Also, who gives a shit about the Drew Brees thing? It's pretty small potatoes. This is what I'm saying. You know, this is what I'm saying. He said he likes the flag. Oh, God. You know, I'm listening to fucking Shannon Sharpe like, that feels so well. Skip foot bone connected to the thigh bone. I can't believe a Drew Brees. Like, what the fuck? Dude, you know, and he needs to, dude, and I like Shannon Sharpe too, but man, a lot of these sportscasters and stuff, stick to the fucking football, guys. Stick to the fucking football. I'm not saying that you don't have a voice and that you're stupid, but when you're saying stupid shit, you're kind of validating what people think. Stick to the fucking football. Right now, stick to the fucking football if you're Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless. And stick to basketball, LeBron James. As a matter of fact, LeBron James, don't say any fucking thing to anybody anymore. And by the way, you are nowhere near the same as Michael Jordan. I don't give a fuck about what anyone says. He ain't Michael. There's only one Michael Jordan. Shit, I'll take Rodman over LeBron. I don't even like basketball like that. But the one thing is that what Michael Jordan did, man, you know, he didn't join a super team and steal championships. He played against Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He played against those guys. And that is why he will always be more of a fucking warrior than LeBron James. And he knows to stay out of politics and not say dumb stuff. Anyway, there is no fate but what we make for ourselves. And if you like the video today, please rate it, comment, share, hit the subscribe button. You know, I'm trying to make a movement here. My name is Cliff London, Uncensored. Have a good day, everybody.